auntie is a great stylist.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome. So whoever doesn't think so, don't watch this video.
You going off, okay.
Don't watch this video. If you don't like my auntie, don't watch this video.
Facts. Period. Period, Pooh.
I'm gonna go to Ethan.
Okay. This is the finished product. I don't know why my voice was that high, but this is the finished product. I'm not too mad at it for my first time. Gotta lay my edges, but. On this episode of The Adventures of Boogie, I'm gonna show you how I got this low braided middle part ponytail. I had a bridal shower and bachelorette party of my cousin to go to, and I wanted a cute style, something I can do myself. So if you would love to achieve this look, keep watching. So I am starting on freshly washed hair. It's been washed and conditioned. I decided to do my middle part now so that when I begin the blow drying process, it will be blow dried in the direction that I wanted it to be blow dried in. Gotta perfect that part because that's like the most important part of the entire hairstyle. So make sure that you get it nice and straight. I am a natural curly girl. I wear my hair mostly in braid outs or natural curls styles. So I wanted to protect my hair so that once I do this style and it's over, I can go back to my natural curly ways. So I have a heat protectant just for the blow drying and flat ironing process. I want to get that in, work that in all the way through my tresses. After working that product through with my hands, I use one of my favorite detanglers, the Easy Detangler. I found it on Amazon. I'll list it below in the description box. I wanted to work it all the way through my hair as well as detangle my hair. I started the detangling process in the shower and I did it in 4 different sections, but it never hurts to detangle again. Once I'm done working it through, pin it back up. So I've detangled all over my hair and I've worked the product through. Now it's time for the blow drying process. I get that same section and I detangle again just to make sure there's no kinks. My favorite way to blow dry my hair is usually with a comb attachment, but that is currently broken, so I have a nozzle on there. Brad Mondo's taught me the importance of having a nozzle on there so that your hair is not right on the metal bars and overheating and burning itself. After I stretch it out and just let the blow dryer go back and forth for a few, I then get the Easy Detangler and I brush it through with the blow dryer. For me, it doesn't take much for my hair to get straight, so my goal is never to get it bone straight but just stretched. As you can see, I completed my entire hair and I start the flat iron process. There goes my beautiful niece, Taylor. She wanted to come in and say hi to everyone. A lot of the YouTube channels that I've watched as far as ponytails go, I see a lot of people getting their hair bone straight, and if that's what you prefer to do, feel free. But for me, again, I wear my hair most of the time in a natural state. I don't have a top of the line flat iron. I just have a basic flat iron for the random times that I get sew-ins. So I'm just doing a little brush through. I maybe went through once or twice at the most. My niece is hilarious. She was saying something funny at this point. But again, it's not important for me to get it bone straight. I really want the integrity of my hair to still be there once I'm done. So I've flat ironed all the way through at this point, and I am getting the edge wax. And as I'm brushing it in a ponytail, I'm putting it in randomly throughout the sections to lay down my roots throughout the hairstyle. I think the base of the ponytail is important. The foundation of the ponytail is important. So I want to lay down as much as I can those roots with Murray's edge wax. I personally chose not to put Got To Be glue, hairspray, or spritz all throughout the ponytail because I didn't want it to be stiff all the way through. but that definitely is an option if you choose to. For me, I just didn't want my hair to be that stiff, and the edge wax alone was perfect. Oh, look at my niece saying goodbye to me. She's so polite and so sweet. I love her pink and purple hair. She was telling me make sure I bring my bathing suit next time I come over her house, and I had to let her know, you right, sis, I was tripping, you right. So at this point, I'm going to gather my hair in a ponytail in the back. I know the front part's looking kind of crazy, but I want to add that to the ponytail later on. I want to make sure that the base is really smooth, and brush or comb as needed. Also, it's important to get a hair tie that doesn't have any metal clippings on it. Just get a straight hair tie with nothing else on it so it doesn't pull and snag at your hair. Now I'm pulling down the top part. As you can see, I'm brushing it out and smoothing it out so it can get ready for its place in the ponytail. I'm going to add some more edge wax to my roots. I wanted some hairs out left by the sides. For some people, they may not. They may want it all the way back. At that point, put it all the way back. I'm not going to undo the original ponytail though. So as I'm brushing it and putting it in place, I'm going to add another hair tie and bring it to the back. So keep an eye on that part. Make sure no hair is snuck over there in the process, because again, if you're going to do a middle part, or even if you're doing a side part, you're going to make sure that part is straight and make sure there's no hairs in the wrong places. So I'm starting to add that hair from the front to that ponytail. This is the time that you want to check and make sure that there's no lumps or anything extra. I personally realized I had too much hair out on those sides, so I eventually put some more hair back. This is the time where you want to get the spritz out, the Got2b glue hairspray, and start to mold your hairstyle. So I sprayed all over once I verified everything was smooth and where I wanted it to be, because once you put that spritz on there, your hair is not going anywhere. So please double check. I got a fine tooth comb just to comb it into place, and I got my blow dryer to set it. I did have these wraps. I actually went to a black-owned beauty supply store in Chicago and got these hair wraps as well as other supplies I needed for this hairstyle. And I'm putting that on, wrapping it around my hair to make sure that the edges are laid, because we all know we want our edges laid. So I wrapped it one time from the front going to the back, and I'm going to go from the back to the front because can't forget about that kitchen. You want to make sure you're spraying the kitchen and using a fine tooth comb back there as well. So once those wraps are on there and your hair is in place and set and mold, it's time for the ponytail. It's time for the grand show. So I got some pre-stretched braiding hair. I'm a little clumsy. I took a hair tie that I had already and I tied it in a loop around it. It's important that you have the two different sections of hair though, even with applying the hair to your ponytail with that tie that you attached. You're now going to get an elastic band, and you're just going to tie a loop of your hair with that one section of the braiding hair. Once you get that elastic band connecting your real hair with the braiding, that one section of the braiding hair, you're going to want to put a space in between it and put the other section through that space. And you're going to continue that process all the way down. You'll see a better picture of that in the next clip. Until we get to the end of the ponytail, it's important to keep the two sections separate until you're pulling it through. So you're going to add another rubber band, and once you add that rubber band or elastic band, however you want to call it, you're going to separate it into two pieces in that rubber band and pull it through, as you can see here. And you're going to do that all the way down. It's super easy, super simple, super cute. Separate it into two pieces and pull it right on through. Another elastic band, put it right there, a little lower, separate it and pull it right on through. So at this point, I've made it as far as I would like to go, all the way down. So I'm just going to connect those two sections finally, and I'm going to connect them with one single rubber band, and I'm not going to loop anything through at this point because I'm at the end of my rope. Just kidding. So once I've done that, I turn around and I check and make sure everything's looking good as far as the ponytail, and I notice that some of my actual hair is sticking out. So although I did not do this on camera, I just believe I tucked it in with a bobby pin here. But what helped was me getting another rubber band and tying the end of my hair, and then getting a bobby pin to push that rubber band, go through the rubber band and go through the ponytail. And I was set for the entire weekend. I was actually set for for several days. I took it out just because I got rained on. But that is the essential ponytail. Now we're gonna get a little bit more hair, because we're gonna wrap around the hair tie so it looks like it's coming from my own hair and looks a little bit more natural. I'm gonna take that little section, I'm gonna put on the hair tie, and I'm going to wrap it around. So I do a long side and then I have a shorter side. I twist around the short side first and wrap it around, wrap it around, wrap it around until there's no more. And then I get that longer section and I wrap that around. At this point, I want that wrapped around hair to be laid and to stay in place. So I'm securing it with some spritz, and I'm molding it with the blow dryer. Also, if you want to feel more comfortable, you can put some bobby pins in there as well. So this is the fun part. You start pulling each section of the braid that we made earlier to make it look fuller, to make it look a little bit more messy. I did the hairstyle a few days before the bachelorette party itself, and so I didn't want to go too crazy. The day of, I pulled and butterflied it, as they call it, a lot more dramatic than I did the initial day, but I just wanted something to show on camera of how to do it. And now it's time to release those edges. Your mold should be dry by now at this point, especially with using a blow dryer. I just want to show you how straight I got my hair with just doing 1 or 2 passes with the flat iron. I didn't have to use a pressing comb on the edges. It got pretty straight by itself. The last couple of maintenance things that I wanted to do to make it look a little bit more clean, I got a flexi rod and I twisted that end piece onto the flexi rod. Around and around and around we go. I close it off, I clip it in, and this part is important. You want to get some hot water. You want to definitely make sure you have a towel so you don't burn yourself. And you're just going to dip that end, because it is braiding hair. You're going to dip that end into hot water just to seal that curl in. It doesn't have to stay in very long, the hot water, just a few seconds honestly. I probably even kept it in too long, but you want to make sure that it's fully saturated. Make sure you get your towel so that you, again, don't burn yourself. And dry that thing off so the water is not dripping. Once you dried it with a towel, you don't have to wait anymore. You can unravel the flexi rod and you have a cute little curl. Once you do take that flexi rod out, and I feel like it just adds such a small cute little detail to the hairstyle and makes it look a lot more clean. And that's really it. You can fluff out and butterfly out that ponytail to the gods. You can lay those edges to the gods, but this is just a general idea of how to get this look. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.